What up, world? Back again. It is the Country Rap Report. It's yours truly, VicXL. Gotta say shout out to my guy, Chief. Y'all know what we do right here on the Country Rap Report. We come to you guys every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with brand new content. Whether we're reviewing some of the best and worst videos in the genre, whether we're giving you good discussion about the genre of country rap, or whether we're introducing you to some of the movers and shakers and the artists that are definitely doing their thing in the genre. So today, my guy Chief, he's on a player holiday, and I'm gonna be holding it down. But we got a very awesome guest, a gentleman who just released a brand new project. He goes by the name of Biziboat. So let me bring him on right now. Now, while my guy Biziboat is coming up, y'all make sure y'all do me one favor. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time we drop brand new content. Make sure you get in the comments here if you miss the live chats we do. And last but not least, sharing is caring. So make sure you share the content. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a special guest on. Biziboat, how you doing, my guy?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, man. How about you?
Man, I am doing amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me see if okay. So the first thing I got to say is, man, welcome to the Country Rap Report. I'm very humbled and honored to have you here.
Hey, me as well, brother. Me as well.
Next thing I got to ask you, and I've been wanting to ask you this for over a year. First, I'm going to ask a simple question. Where are you from? Then I ask my next question. Where is Biziboat from?
I'm from, well, I would say I'll start with origin. I'm originally from Fresno, California. Okay. And then I moved out here with my mom and dad when I was 12 in North Texas. So I'm North Dallas. And I've been here ever since, man. So, 20 something years. So yeah, I'm North Texas. I consider myself a Texan, and we didn't come over here and bring, all those, political views with us, man. So it ain't nothing like that, but yeah. So I'm North Texas. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you remember much about your West Coast upbringing? Or are you mostly
a little bit
in Texas?
What's that?
Or is it just mostly Texas for you?
It's mostly Texas, man. Like, I remember a little bit. I mean, as far as music goes, man, my dad got me started playing drums when I was 3 years old in California. So okay. I grew up with like a heavy like rock culture, upbringing. I mean, dude, anything from Led Zeppelin to Cranberries to Dave Matthews, in Leonard Skinner. I mean, I could go on. I grew up playing the drums. That's where my music really started, man. I was playing the drums when I was 3 years old. And then by the time I was like 12, 13 in middle school, when I came over to Texas, I was getting into bands. I've been in several bands in middle school, high school. I mean, my first performance, I was 15, and we sold out a show at the House of Blues in Dallas. That was my first show. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your dad prepared you by getting you active on the drums at 3. Was he a musician, or he just wanted you to have a hobby?
My dad has been a musician. Yeah, he's a musician, but I think it was just like he's seen the potential in me, and I mean, dude, from as far as I can remember, man, when I went to go see him, when my mom and them first started getting together, I would go straight to his drum set. It was the first thing I would do. I would go straight to his drum set, and so obviously there's probably like a connection there. Hey, let's get him started on this. And that's where it started, man. So
okay, all right. So basically, at 3, you was just banging. At any point in time, do you take professional lessons, or it's basically self-taught?
Basically, I mean, a little bit of self-taught, but I mean, all my dad, man. All the credit goes to my dad. Drums, man. He showed me a lot of things, and then I kind of ran with it and did my own thing. And I was in several rock bands. I was in country bands. I mean, shit, I was even in a reggae band. So, and then it wasn't until like freshman year, like the same year that I did that show at House of Blues, I fell in love with rap. So it wasn't until 08, 09 that I was like really falling in love with rap. And then once I fell in rap, I was like, I'm doing rap. I fell in love with it. So.
All right, so did you sway away from the drums, or do you still play like in bands also?
No, I kind of put it on the back burner, man, for a lot of years. I still play it. They're actually sitting over here, but yeah, I play every once in a while. But I mean, like I said, man, I just fell in love with rap and the culture and hip hop and everything, and so yeah, when I started falling in love with rap, I would go to school and I'd bring me a notebook and I just start writing lyrics. And the teachers would be funny because they think I'm sitting over there like writing notes down and like really paying attention. And fuck, I damn near like failed all my classes, but I was writing lyrics.
Okay, dope, dope, dope. So, growing up in Texas, basically,
Yeah.
what was your childhood life like?
Childhood life was man, in California it was I almost got kidnapped when I was a little kid in California. I remember it very, very, still to this day, very vividly. I remember being across the street and like hanging out with some friends. I was like 7 or 8, and they went inside to go get a drink, and I was there by myself, and I just seen this dude. Like, I shit you not, I didn't even hear the dude coming, and I just look up, and this dude was like speed walking towards me. He was like looking right at me from across the street, and I just got this bad feeling. I took off running, and he started chasing me, and I jumped over a fence. Dude, I'm like 7, 8 years old. I jumped over a fence, and yeah, I got away. But that was a traumatic thing that happened to me in California. But here in Texas, not a whole. I was homeless twice after high school because of stupid decisions that I made.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely had some hardships that I probably inflicted on myself just because I was stupid. Fucking hanging around with people I shouldn't have been hanging out around with, and you know, yeah, yeah. After I got my shit together and I started hanging around with other people that was actually supporting me, I got my CDL. Went and got my CDL, and of course I'm making a long story short, but
Oh, it's all good. The people need to know Biziboat.
yeah, but yeah, I got my CDL, and after I got my CDL, I spent a lot of years on the road. I made a lot of sacrifices. Shit, I still wanted to make music, so I brought my studio out on the road with me.
Okay.
And so, I was out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time sometimes, and I'd have my studio in the truck, and I'd be recording music in the truck.
Okay. Now, you fell in love with hip hop. So, listening and loving hip hop is one thing, and you play the drum. At what point did you realize I don't want to just listen to this? I want to be a part of this culture. I want to be a part of creating this type of music. At what point did you realize you wanted to go that far from being a fan to actually being a creator?
Man, I mean, during my generation, during my time, like I graduated. Shit, I got arrested twice at high school, and they still let me graduate.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Mr. Humphreys. But no, man, I think it goes for everybody kind of like in my age frame. Lil Wayne, man. I mean, Lil Wayne was definitely a fucking like one of my idols, one of like if not my favorite rappers still of all time. So, listening to Lil Wayne in high school and coming up, writing lyrics and shit. And of course, when I started writing lyrics back then, it was all garbage. But I think Lil Wayne made me want to like really start, being somebody in rap instead of just being a fan, like you said.
Okay.
I think he was the first like person that was like, man, you know what? I mean, a little Eminem too, but I mean, yeah, Lil Wayne for sure. He was a big influence.
All right. Now, even saying I want to rap, it's not as simple as saying I want to rap. You got to find a beat. You got to create a style. You got to find somewhere to record or teach yourself how to record. What was that process like for you? And when did you tell your parents it's what you wanted to do?
Shit, I don't know if I ever told my parents it's what I wanted to do. But no, man, I mean,
at this point, they definitely know though, right?
Oh yeah, Yeah. They're proud. They're proud. They support me. They got my back. Hey, you know what, man? I'm very blessed with the family I got. Very blessed.
Okay.
So yeah, I think somewhere like sophomore, maybe junior year, I met this guy. He had turntables. And so we would skip school. We go to his house and we mess around with the turntables. And he had a beat machine. And I was a drummer, so I was messing with the beat machine. I was already making beats at his house. He'd get angry because I'd be making better beats than he was, and he'd been doing it for a while. But yeah, so but I never really wanted to make beats. But I think that's where it started. Is like, I'm gonna get my own shit. I want to get my own studio. I want to get what he's got. So I started saving up some money and bought me a real cheap studio. Shit, matter of fact, even before that, I had GarageBand on my iPhone, and I would download beats on GarageBand, and then I'd start recording off of the iPhone headphones. The little microphone it's got in. So I was rapping in the microphone on the headphones, and that's I was like where my first songs came from. And then after that, like I said, I started saving up money. I bought me a cheap studio for like $250. It was a PreSonus. It came with the PreSonus audio box, the wires, the mic stand, software, just real cheap, basic stuff. And then I started learning how to mix and master stuff on my own, self-taught. And man, it wasn't up until like maybe 4 years ago that I got Pro Tools. I got Pro Tools 11 now. So, I got all this stuff that I've spent some money on, microphone, I got a pretty nice microphone and everything. But I mean, it's all pretty much self-taught, but I'm still not like, I'm not Dub 3030. I mean, that motherfucker's the best. He's, right. He mixed and mastered this whole album. Shout out to Dub 3030. But yeah, I mean, as far as just like where I was to now, I mean, I can mix and master shit pretty good. Actually, I'll tell you what, the only song that's not mixed and mastered is Think You Know Me featuring Tater. Mm-hmm. That's the only song that's not mixed and mastered, and it was mixed and mastered by me. I actually mixed and mastered Tater's part, so both bars. But yeah, I mean, that's where it started and like I said, until 4 years ago, until I got all this, that's when I was really starting to take it seriously. I mean, I've been making music for like 10 years, but it wasn't up until 3 years ago. I was like, you know what? I'm going to really put my head to the grindstone and take this shit seriously,
Okay. All right. The question I've always wanted to ask is, tell me the origin of the name Biziboat.
So everybody used to call me busy. They're like, hey, you just always busy, you're always moving around, especially when I was driving truck, I was always work 80 plus hours a week, gone all the time. But my last name is Boatman. Literally. Boatman. That's my last name. I'll show you my ID right now.
I believe it.
So I mixed the two together, Biziboat. So yeah.
Okay. Has that always been the name you recorded under? Or did you test other names out?
Oh yeah. When I was younger and silly and stupid and hadn't found my voice yet, wasn't really good at writing, of course I used to go by Death Row. I was like, I think.
How'd you spell it?
Just normal.
Okay, Death Row.
Yeah, it was like my first nickname. Some of my friends actually gave me that name, and then I went by Young Cali 530. I went by that name.
Okay.
That was for a little while, and then I'm talking about, that was like I was 18, 17, but yeah, I was like, man, I need all these names that everybody else is giving me. I need to make my own, so right. Biziboat, I was like, I like that better. So
I actually like Biziboat. It's actually a great talking point too. It's a great talking point. So you start recording, you've been Young Cali, Death Row, and all of these artists. When did you stumble upon the genre of country rap, or were you already engulfed in it as well?
Man, the first time I found out about country rap was probably about my junior year, like 2011, 2010. And I first heard of Ryan Upchurch. I had a buddy show me fuck, I forgot what the song was. Um, I forgot what it was, but probably yeah, I forgot. But yeah, he showed me some Ryan Upchurch stuff back in 2010, 2011, and I was like, you know, obviously everybody was like, man, this is different. This is nobody's ever done this shit before. So, but then I heard of Georgia Boys. Man, I didn't heard of Colt Ford and some of the other greats, you know, and the pioneers that started to pave the way for everybody else, man. Of course, I heard of Bubba Sparks, you know, booty, 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 walker.
Absolutely.
And I heard that in middle school. I was in middle school, probably like sixth, seventh grade. I heard that. So we're talking like '06, '07. Um, yeah, it's always easy for me to determine like the years because the year that I was in high school or grade correlates with the year. It was like 2006. I was in grade six. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's dope. That's dope.
yeah, yeah. So I graduated in 2012. I was in 12th grade. So, but yeah. So yeah, that's probably where I started to first hear country rap. And to be honest with you, man, I've kind of always been like I think I've always had my own style. I've tried to be like very diverse and versatile and come up with it. You know, that's why like on this album, every song is different. You know what
Yes.
I mean? I don't want every song to sound the same. I've always been like that. I've always, even with playing the drums, man, I've always wanted everything to sound a little bit different, but still a banger, you know? So like when I make an album, that's what I aspire to. I want to make everything sound different, but still, you know what I mean? But
Now I do have a question because when I listen to country rap and when I listen to you, you incorporate auto tune. I don't hear that a lot from other country rap artists. What made you incorporate auto tune? And you do an amazing job with it. It's not some artists do too much. To me, yours is a perfect blend of your voice and auto tune. But what made you decide to incorporate it?
uh again, like, you know, I've always been a fan of Lil Wayne, man. I've always been a fan of Lil Wayne. I've always like in some way, you know, back in my childhood, like I've always wanted to make that auto tune T-Pain song, you know. But now, I mean, you know, I put it in a little bit where I need help with singing because I don't have the best voice, but you know, I do have some singing songs, some singing parts, and I just feel like, you know, your mind's your own worst enemy, bro. So I sit here and just double and quadruple overthink it, you know, and I'm like, man, that don't sound good, you know. Man, I've had songs that I've thrown away that I probably shouldn't have if I could have just incorporated just a little bit of auto tune just to make it sound a little bit better. But yeah, you know, I like to incorporate it just a little bit. I might have put too much on Tater's verse. But yeah, you know, I mean, I just think that's just where I don't know, you know, I just like to incorporate a little just to help me out a little bit, you know.
Okay. 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 Now, when I and you mentioned it on this project, Life is a Maze 2. You no song sounds the same. And you touch on a lot of different subject matters. What make you be so broad in your subject matters?
Uh Man, I think I've always been like that, man. I've always like even not being famous or anything like that. I like to have some songs that have some substance in it. You know, I like to talk about some shit that's really happening in my life, that's really happened in my life. And then, you know, even if people don't know what the hell I'm talking about, this is shit that's going on right now in my life. You know, it's real. You know, because if I sit down, you know, there's some songs in there that are party songs, turn up songs. You got to have a couple of those,
Right.
but you got to have some songs in there, man, that are like, this is real. You know, I'm talking about this is happening in my life. You know, and I think like, dude, every time I try to make, you know, like I said, I make some songs like Mavin. I came up with that single Mavin with Young Dino. Shout out Young Dino. Um, and that's just like a cruising song, just a laid back, just chilling, whatever, you know, while you barbecuing, have a brewski, whatever. But you know, when I'm making an album, dude, I like to put in some shit that I can listen to later, years later, and be like, oh yeah, man, I remember when that shit was going on, you know, like that's crazy, you know. Yeah, I mean, this song, What I'm Missing, that song means the most to me of any song in this whole album because it touches on touches on the subject with my grandma passing away and my aunt Lynette. And shout out Cool Hand Luke. He sent me that video. He was like, man, Busy made me cry a little bit this morning. It made me feel like, okay, I did something. I'm touching on people's souls. People relating to it. And I think, man, even if you don't like the whole album, that one song, What I'm Missing, you're gonna relate to it. So,
okay, now you made a song that didn't make the project, but it's one of your singles, Letter to My Love. Tell me about that record, because that record made me think of a heartbreak record.
So I made that. That's crazy. I made that song for a girlfriend that I was with at the time. I made it. We were together. As a matter of fact, I made it in the studio while she was right here. She was here while I recorded the whole thing. It was for her. And then when we broke up, I was like, I'm never gonna put this shit out because it's gonna make me think of her every fucking time I hear it.
Why she break up with you?
Huh?
Why she break up with you? Or did you break up with her?
Man, you want to get into that?
She got a song. You must have cared a lot about her.
Yeah, shit. Man, I don't know if I want to get into that right now.
We ain't gotta get into it.
But so I would go on live, Instagram Live, and I would play some of the songs, unreleased songs, and almost every single person was like, "You need to drop that." And I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can relate to that." I was like, "All right." So, like I said, I was going to delete it. I was going to just delete it, forget about it, never drop it. And then when I dropped it, people were like, "Man, I'm glad you dropped it. This is a banger." So, yeah, I'm glad I did too.
Has she heard it?
I don't know.
She ain't hit you up to reconcile after you made a record about her and put it out to the masses?
No. I got her in a music video. I did the Long Time Coming music video. She's in it. I took her down to Galveston. My buddy Connor, shout out to Connor, that's my videographer. He came down there with me, and we shot that whole music video down there, and she's in it. But shortly after that, it ended. So,
okay. Now this project, Life Is a Maze 2. Why that title?
I made the first one damn near 5 years ago. In 2018, I dropped the first Life's a Maze. If you go and listen to it, like you find it on my YouTube, you just scroll down. I got a bunch of music. It's the quality's not as good because about 5 years ago I didn't have the Pro Tools. I was on a different studio. But yeah, I mean, if I could get all those songs and remaster them, get them all mixed and mastered, it'd be good. They're still all good songs. They're all real good bangers, but just the quality is not as good. So
okay, I see now. Life Is a Maze 2 is now officially on all platforms.
On all platforms.
Okay, what made you release it on YouTube first?
I don't know, man. I was actually, and no offense to any of the artists that are on the song, I was waiting for a couple artists at the very last minute, and that's what made it late to get on all platforms.
Okay.
But I dropped it all on YouTube first, just so I could get it out there, just so I could say, hey, it's out there. But now it's out on all platforms.
Okay, yeah, because I actually listened to it on YouTube, but I'm definitely going to go back from now on and play it on Spotify. I love Spotify.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. It is a very complete, solid album. I'm proud of you. You should be extremely proud of yourself.
Thank you, man.
You have nothing to even. There's no such thing as perfect, but bro, I swear to God, I listened to every single song, and I didn't find a bad song. I found songs I like better than others, but I didn't find a bad song. I like how versatile it was. Now, my favorite song on it was featuring an artist by the name of Ruben Rich Kid called what was that record?
Went to the lick today.
Yes.
Went to the lick today.
And I know Ruben Rich Kid, he's from Texas too, right?
Yeah, he's from H-Town.
How'd y'all link that up?
Man, hey, and honestly, man, really, I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate the feedback and everything, man. I'm honored to be here. I appreciate the opportunity, but very humble. But I actually found him through Kenny. I watched Kenny when he does his reactions, and I seen him do a reaction to one of his songs called Truck. Yeah, I think it's called Truck, and I was like, I like this dude, man. I like this dude. I like his style. And then I found out he was from H-Town. I started following him on Instagram, started seeing what he was about. And yeah, man, I reached out to him just, hey, the worst thing he can say is no.
Right.
So, I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, man, I'm down. Like, all right, well, I'll send you some. And I know listening to the song Went to the Lake today, it's a banger and it's not really like what I've heard him do. So I was really interested and eager to see what he did. But when I got the verse back, I was like, man, he did his thing on it, man. I like it.
So on all your records that you have features, you sent it to them and they sent it back. Did you have an opportunity to get in the studio with anybody, or all of you sent to them?
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to get in the studio with anybody. It was all done through email and everything. I think Ruben Rich is in H-Town, Dusty Ray's in Abilene, and Abilene's probably about like 3 hours west of me, and Houston's probably about like 5 hours. But I did tell them, man, I was like, and shit, I hit up everybody, or if I haven't yet, I'm going to, because if I can get them in a music video, because I am planning on doing music videos this summer.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get everybody to link up with me. If I can meet Ruben Rich Kid halfway, I'll meet him halfway and we'll film a music video. If I can meet Dusty Ray halfway, so.
All right, how's it feel working with other artists from Texas? Because H-Town, well, not H-Town, Texas as a whole, y'all have a very deep but diverse country rap music scene. So how's it feel to hear yourself on tracks with other artists from your state?
Man, it's great, dude. Like it's been a long time coming, because I've been trying to find Texas artists for years. And I have found Texas artists that aren't really like serious about their craft. They say, there's a lot, you know how it is, man. There's a lot of people out there like, hey man, I know this person and I do this. And then when you hear their music, you're like, yeah, all right. So I found a lot of artists that were like not serious in their craft, I didn't feel like they were good, no offense, but it is what it is. And then when I found out, Dusty Ray and Ruben Rich Kid, I was like, man, I can fuck with these dudes, man. I like their music. I like their style. I listen to Dusty Ray's music, Ruben Rich Kid's music. So I'm like, yeah, man, I can get behind this shit.
Okay. The album cover, and I already saluted Clint Smith for the dope graphics, but what was that his direction, or was that your direction for the album cover?
Well, if you look at the first Life's a Maze, I did the same thing. I did the same thing, but it was before I had my hand tap. So on the first Life's a Maze, it's just I ain't got a couple tattoos there, and I did the same thing. And so I sent him that picture of the first one. I was like, hey, I want to keep it kind of similar to this, but I want you to do your thing on it. And then when he sent it back, I was like, dude, you fucking nailed it. You nailed it. So.
Okay. Is that a Life's a Maze cup? What is that behind you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a Life's a Maze cup. Hey, and shout out to my Aunt Jackie. She makes these. So if I don't got the lid on it right now, but if anybody wants one, hit me up in the DM and we can get you one, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it.
So what's next for Biziboat?
Man. I want to do some features with some other artists, like some other artists I've never made songs with, I want to hit up some new people, maybe make some couple songs, here and there with some new artists. But as far as like album wise, I think I'm gonna take a little break for a little bit, and then probably around like Christmas time is when I always start to get inspired and motivated to write more music. Christmas time, I don't know what it is, like the colder weather, it gets me inspired to write more music. But yeah, I think around that time I'll start working on another album. And I've been I don't know, I've been entertaining the idea that I want to do maybe a rock country album, maybe a country album. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I want to do something different for sure. I want to do something different.
Okay. Now I also gotta say thank you. Because I discovered you off of our 16 bar challenge. You did an amazing job.
Thank you, man.
As an artist, and as an artist who embraces the genre of country rap, in your opinion, what is the definition of country rap music?
I think country rap music comes from just being down and broke, and just coming from a hard place, and figuring out yourself, coming up from it, overcoming shit, coming out on top, becoming a better person. Because, man, I was homeless twice after high school, and was homeless in Craig, Colorado, and then I was homeless in Boise, Idaho. And I took Greyhound buses all over the country, and I really struggled, man. I did, like I said, I did it myself, but then overcoming, man. I should be fucking dead or in prison, man. I swear to God, I should be dead in prison. And I'm sure there's a ton of other people out there that relate to that. And the fact that I'm not is a miracle in itself. I don't pray enough. I should pray more, but I try to let the Lord know, man. I try to let him know that I acknowledge what he's done for me, man. And me sitting here right now making music, getting better at my craft is just a miracle in itself, man. And I don't really want to subject that just to country rap. I think that's just in a lot of different genres, not just country rap, but
right.
I think, my definition would just be like, just, coming where you come from and fucking making it out, whether that be changing your mindset, being a different person, being a better father, better husband, better brother, better friend, all that shit mixed into one, man. And coming out on top and being be a better person, man. But, I love music. I will never stop, even if I lost everything, even if I lost everything tomorrow, God forbid, or if I lost all my fans or what have you, man, I still be doing it because the simple fact, this is the shit that's keeping me alive.
I like to ask this question. Being an independent artist, what has been the most complicated part about your journey?
Man, I probably have to say just an abnormal amount of haters. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And haters is good. Haters is good to an extent. But man, when you having people that have known you for 10 plus years, that you've been homeless with, you've done a lot of shit for, helped them out more than their own family, helped their family out, and they still don't support you. They call you a brother and they say, "Hey man, I love you, bro." And they still don't, support your music, I think that's what really gets to me. But I'm gonna just keep it moving, bro. I mean, it's like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I can't change it. I ain't gonna change it. I'm gonna just keep doing me.
Okay. At this point in your career, what has been your proudest moment?
Man, shit, this right here, bro.
What, dropping the Life of Maze 2?
What's that?
Dropping Life of Maze 2?
Yeah, dropping Life of Maze 2 for sure. But
I'll tell you what. Can't be talking to me.
But I tell you what, though, last year, you and Spank made my fucking year, man. When you guys reacted to my Country Rap Report 16 bar challenge video, that shit made my fucking year, dude.
Bro.
So, but
I want to say this. You didn't win, but to me, you impressed me more than anybody because I hadn't even heard of you at that time. So you got to think, 90% of the people I had heard music from. So I felt like I knew what pocket. So when I heard your music, seeing your video, I probably remember your 16 bar challenge more so than anyone's other than the winner because you came from nowhere. Yeah. And I was like, dang, man, this dude's really polished. How in the hell we haven't heard about this guy? We've been doing this show over a year.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But yeah, no, that last year, and then definitely dropping this album because like I said, it's been nearly 5 years since I dropped the first one, and so much shit has changed since I dropped the first one. So much shit. So it's a definitely an accomplishment for me. As soon as we're done with this interview, I'm about to do a little bit of celebration myself because I'm happy that it's doing well. honored to do this. But yeah, that and yeah, man, there's a song on there. The song is again featuring Crew, and nobody really knows who Crew is, but we used to be really cool friends. I've actually held on to that song for probably 2 years. I've held on to that song,
Okay.
and so we're not friends anymore. It's unfortunate, but I still dropped that song. That's the last song we'll ever do, but it's definitely a good one, man. So, but yeah, like I said, man, just a lot of shit has changed. I'm super proud of that album. I think, to be honest with you, man, the most it's probably the most excited and proud I've been of a project that I've ever done. I mean, I put a lot of work and dedication into it, man. So,
Okay. Well, again, thank you for your time and thank you for putting out a dope project, bro. Putting out a complete project. I can tell you put a lot of hard work into it. Tell the people where they can find it before I let you go.
Yeah, man, y'all can find me YouTube official Biziboat Records, Instagram Biziboat. I'm not on TikTok. I'm on Snapchat. It's I fought a bear, if you can figure that out. I fought a bear. But
well, your really beard is the same color whiskey.
Hey. I'm rarely on Facebook, but yeah, just I'm mostly on I'm on all platforms, man. The Life of Mace 2 is on all platforms now. But yeah, Biziboat on Instagram, official Biziboat Records on YouTube. And hey, just real quick, I just want to shout out everybody that was on the album. Want to shout out Kai Music, Tater, Ruben Rich Kid, Crew, even though that's unfortunate. Shit, am I missing somebody? Probably missing somebody.
Let me see. I'm gonna go through it for you. Pop Off Fresh.
Pop Off Fresh, man. Sorry about Pop Off Fresh. Yeah, man. Pop Off Fresh. I got the list right here.
Dusty Ray.
Damn.
That's it.
Sorry about you, Dusty Ray. No, I just want to shout out everybody, man. Dusty Ray, Pop Off Fresh, Kai, Tater, Ruben Rich Kid, Crew. Clint for making the album cover, Dub 3030 for mixing and mastering and help me out. That's my motherfucking man right there. That dude helped me out. Yeah, dude, just everybody, man. Everybody, I think, did a solid job on it. They fucking hit the nail in the coffin. It's a fucking solid album. I think this album is gonna be an instant classic, man, in my career. But yeah, man. I appreciate the time and the opportunity, brother. Thank you.
All right, my guy. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Until next time, because I know you're gonna keep dropping classics, so I know we're gonna talk again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's the homie Biziboat. If y'all haven't had an opportunity to check out Life's Maze 2, make sure you go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's a very, very dope project. I really enjoyed it. 15 bangers. All right, it's your boy VicXL. Remember, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, drop a comment, and sharing is caring. If you do like the content, share with a friend, especially someone who likes the genre of country rap. Last but not least, salute to my guy, Chief. Definitely salute to that girl, Cricket Mariah. Until next time, we gone. Peace.